So a very good afternoon to all. As you know, India is the second largest producer of the castings in the world, and we are next to China only. And we are very soon we are targeting to, bridge the gap with China very soon, and with the support of all the fellow foundry men, are all our members, the entire foundry fraternity. So we are aiming very high to achieve the goal. We are I'm happy to share that we are able to consolidate our position as number two in the world. We have been on this position for last few years now. So we certainly now aim to move at number one position. And for this foundry as the mother industry for the entire industry, we say that we have been working very closely with government of India and the state governments also on various issues, and something that can support, that really supports the entire initiative and the entire vision of the industry. The Ministry of MSME, Government of India, of course, we are closely working with them with their support to achieve the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister of 5 trillion economy. So we are working very hard towards it, and to achieve that, we have been collaborating with many of the governments in the center and also states. To elaborate further with the kind of role that Ministry of MSME is playing, and the kind of partnership that we are having, the foundry industry and the Ministry of MSME, we have to elaborate it further. We have with us today Dr. R.K. Rai. Dr. R.K. Rai is a director in the Ministry of MSME. And just to give a brief of Dr. Rai, Dr. Rai is a mechanical engineer with post-graduation from IIT Roorkee. And he joined Ministry of MSME Government of India in 93, and currently is Director Ministry of MSME. He has vast experience of serving the Indian industries through various assignments at the state and central level under Ministry of MSME and Ministry of Power Government of India. He has represented the country in various international fora while leading delegations, organizing trade fairs, attending mid-career training workshops, seminars, etc. Dr. Rai has been a member of National Council for Vocational Training and boards of various state and central organizations for the past several years. And before joining in his current role, Mr. Rai also served a stint of 3.5 years at Ministry of Power as Secretary BEE, Bureau of Energy Efficiency. He has been responsible for design and implementation of various schemes and public policy. Mr. Rai has also coordinated micro and small enterprise cluster development program, which is considered to be a flagship program of the Ministry of MSME. So, if I have to elaborate the profile of Dr. Rai, I will have to keep on speaking, and so I will cut short on this. And I'm also happy to share. We are in fact joined by the chairman of the Foundry Informatics Center, Mr. Pradeep Mittal, who is also here in this conversation. So I'm sure this conversation will be a kind of a very beneficial for all of us. So very warm welcome to you, Mr. Rai and Mr. Mittal, both of you, a very warm welcome. To start with, Mr. Rai, at Ministry, with regards to the foundry industry, what are the plans and schemes supporting the MSMEs in the country? Would you please comment on it?
Yeah, Mr. Sanjeev. Though all the schemes which are being implemented in ministry, whether in the finance sector, marketing, or technology, or infra, all the foundry industries are eligible to take assistance from them. But I thought let me just speak a few schemes which are more relevant to the foundry industries. Uh, if you say there is one vertical we have under which we call MSME champion scheme. So there are few schemes under that, like a design clinic scheme. If any foundry industry is interested for any process design or product design, they can submit a proposal to any of our implementing agency, which is either IIC Bangalore or a lot of NITs and IITs. Then we support the projects up to 40 lakh rupees for individual enterprises. And 75% is a grant in that scheme. So that is one scheme which the foundry industry can take benefit. Another is a lean, which is very much relevant to the foundry industry because a lot of space saving and all things can be done. And it's a very small but very effective scheme under which if there is a group of 4 enterprises, they can engage any consultant empaneled by NPC or QCI, and the charges of that consultant is mainly paid by around 80% for micro and 60% for small scale units by ministry. Another very important component under the champion scheme is Z scheme, zero effect, zero defect. So there are three certification: bronze, silver, and gold. If you are going for bronze, that is based on the 5 factors. The entire cost of the payment cost is being borne by Government of India. You don't need to pay any amount, and total payment will be done by Government of India. Around 10,000 is the charge, which is borne by Government of India. Then there is a silver for which the charge is 40,000. For that, there is a slab in case it is a micro enterprise, 80%, small 60, and medium 50% is the grant which is given by Government of India. And for gold, if you are going, then the charge is 90,000. That is again same way. It's not only having a certification in that line, but just to share with you, like railway, they have come with a scheme that if any MSME is Z certified, the freight charges will be different for them. It is subsidized charges. Various states, around 20 states, have come up with their scheme under which they are giving preference to Z certified enterprises. So this will be a very good scheme for the foundry industry. Another vertical I would like to say, which I used to work and very important, is the MSc CDP. So we can discuss in detail about that. And the third one is the PMS, procurement and marketing support, currently which I am looking after. So these are the three verticals which I would like to discuss today. Means the first I have explained, the CDP and PMS we can discuss in detail.
That's wonderful, sir. There are many schemes that really the ministry is having to support the entire MSME in the
Sure.
country. And I am sure with your support and the kind of robust ecosystem that has been created by the ministry, I'm sure the MSMEs will certainly will come forward and enjoy the benefits and maybe move forward and strengthen the economy further. So you talked about the various systems like Z certification. You also talked about PMS scheme, the procurement and the marketing support scheme of the ministry. So can you just give a highlight
Okay.
the
Uh,
scheme, what exactly it is, what
yeah.
how the benefit could be?
Okay. Actually, the scheme, the concept is to provide, market happens to be very, very important for any enterprise, whether it is small, medium, micro, or large. So, considering that small or medium micro enterprise also needs support in the marketing sector, this scheme has been envisaged to provide the new market access or initiative to the MSME sector. Uh, there are various components. Yeah, eligibility wise, if you ask, that any enterprise which is registered on Udyam portal is eligible to avail the assistance under the scheme. As far as the components are concerned, it encompasses like trade fairs, vendor development program, industrial workshops, barcode, or MSME portal, the MSM Global Mart. So, like fairs, if any fair is organized, recently I think we approved one fair which was organized by Institute of Foundrymen over the foundry industry. So, if that fair is approved, for which the organizer has to apply on the portal. Once the fair is approved, there is a level on the portal, and any micro or small enterprise, not medium, any micro or small enterprise which has a valid Udyam Aadhaar can get the space booked and apply on that scheme with the advance receipt. So that, because under this component we assist 60 first serve basis enterprises, so any unit can apply. Once the number reaches 60, the portal is stopped. So we approve that. After participation, they can submit their claim form. And for metro cities, we are paying 1.5 lakh. It is around 80% of the expenditure incurred towards the space charges and 25,000 towards the contingencies. In case this is not a metro city, then the charges reimbursed is 80,000. Another component of the scheme is vendor development, which can be very important for the foundry industry, because vendor development program is organized with the objective of creating vendors for the PSUs, means to enhance participation of MSMEs in more procurement by the PSUs. And foundry industry, foundry is the products are being procured by nearly all the PSUs, you call it railway or defense or large PSU, whatever you name, BAIL or any enterprises, they go for procurement of foundry industries, HAL, DRDO, whatever you name. So our DFO, the field officers, they organize a 2 day fair type of thing, wherein we identify the PSU, the mother industry, one or two in the sector, and we identify which can be prominent small or medium or micro industries, which can potential supplier to these type of PSU. And it's a 2 day program where B2B meeting happens. Sometimes it also leads to the vendor registration for the PSU. So this is a vertical of VDP. Another is national workshop. For the marketing thing, if you wish to discuss anything, inviting the experts or putting it, then or any case study you wish to discuss, that thing are done. It's a one-day event wherein, in case I wish, they can join hand with any DFO and organize a marketing workshop for the potential beneficiaries. Third is the barcode. Barcode and MSME Mega Mart. MSME, these are applicable only to micro enterprises, not to small and medium. And in case any micro enterprise wish to go for barcode, they can go to GS1, get it done, and their 3 year registration charges and development charges is borne by Ministry of MSME up to 80% of the charges. And we also have MSME Mega Mart, Global MSME Mart, which is operated by National Small Industries Corporation. It is a B2B portal. So if any unit wish to go on that e-commerce platform, then the catalog development charge and the registration fee is being borne by Government of India. 80%, 20% they have to pay. And this is with the 75%, 75% of charges up to 25,000. So 25,000 is a good amount to bear those things. So these are the component under PMS under which they can avail the stress.
Okay. So I would request Mr. Mittal, if you want to ask something, you want to say something.
Mr. Sanjeev, sir, Mr. Rai, Dr. Rai.
Just to correct it, sir, I am not doctor. I am just RK Rai.
I don't know. I mean, introduce you as a Dr. Rai. So, yeah. But in any case, we feel honored to respect you, sir.
Please.
We all know from the association point of view, from IF point of view, MSME is Ministry of MSME is very generous to support IF and the Indian foundry industry. From that perspective, my question to you, sir, is how IF can be helpful for your agenda to promote these schemes in the foundry industry as a individual basis, like maybe delivering some talks and programs, or as a collective where IF can be a representative of those cluster or maybe a few companies for availing those kind of schemes. So please elaborate on that, throw light on this kind of course.
Sir, it's both way. In case you have any national workshop or AGM type of thing or any gathering, you can ask us. We will send our concerned officer, or we have the DFOs across the country, so they can join. They can come over to your workshop, and then you can take whatever assistance you need and whatever support you need. If you have any specific question that you can raise, we will also organize. You can say the scheme specific, because as I explained, champion scheme is very much important for the foundry sector. And if you wish, we can organize a separate workshop for that thing where the specific questions can be responded.
So in this aspect, in continuation, sir, is it possible for your department to have a series of small programs to be having on a Zoom platform for our industry members to know about
the... It can be. That's not it.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Sanjeev ji.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mittal. Thank you. And Mr. Rai, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, okay. Not an issue.
Sir, give me... okay. There was a... Anyway, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal, in fact, for asking a very important question. And in fact, Mr. Rai, thanks to you also that you could also suggest on how we can color how the Institute of Indian Foundrymen can mutually work with MSME for the benefits of, I mean, for mutual benefits. Moving ahead, sir, I would like to ask you that what are the eligibility criteria of the PS scheme? How to avail benefits under the scheme?
Sorry, I explained that any MSc which is Udyam portal, which is registered, Udyam registered, they can avail the assistance under the scheme. And there are few components which I explained are for the micro enterprises like Barcode and MSME Global Mart. Whereas for VDP or National Workshop or Trade Fair, it's open to MSMEs. But yes, Trade Fair only micro small enterprises, not medium.
Okay. Mr. Mittal, you had a query on this?
Uh,
Like
as of
probably
now,
when
I
we
think
were.
I think Dr. Mr. Rai already explained everything. And
Mhm.
from the point of view of IF, certainly we would be more than happy to associate with the department to promote these schemes. And I'm very much interested in Champions scheme,
Scheme.
which seems to be very interesting and impressive. Certainly, your PMS schemes are very important. So, my objective of discussion is how IF can support, can be a part of and play a pivotal role for MSMEs to get benefit of these government schemes, which are well designed and well thought for. Uh, as an association, I would like also to request Sir, Mr. Rai also, if they can find a DFO or some executive of the department, so that we can ask freely questions to them if some member is approaching IF for availing some scheme, and we can assist them, or we can be a part of a help desk to them, that this is a scheme. If you want to avail this scheme, this is the way to go ahead. That will be more helpful, sir.
Mithalji, one more thing. We also have a champion portal. So there you can raise any question, any query, any grievance. And we have very good responding time of within 24 hours, 99% plus queries have been responded.
Perfect, sir.
So you can circulate that information to your members also.
Please, sir.
The
So
champion portals.
we will
Any
decide.
query, any question, any suggestion that can be given.
Yes, sir. So Sanjeev ji, we can have a well-designed flyer from department, and we can promote that schemes to our members. If any members having any question, can go directly to the portal, or can even connect with the FIC for kind of assistance or help, whatever we can do. Yes, sir.
Perfectly
I
fine.
think for the PMS scheme, this is what I have to ask.
Perfectly fine, sir. So, Mr. Try, you during our conversation till now, you mentioned so many of the programs or the products of the ministry that are certainly going to benefit the MSMEs. And if you remember during your conversation, only you mentioned about the cluster development program.
Yeah.
So, can I ask you to just throw a light on it?
Actually,
What
the
exactly
cluster
it is about?
MSc CDP is based on the concept that if in case there are group of enterprises, so they must be having a common issues, common challenges, and common interest. So with this concept, this scheme was designed that if they have any common facility needs to be created, which is not viable for individual enterprises. Let me give you an example. For the case of foundry industry itself, there is a concept of sand reclamation. Sand reclamation for individual unit may not be economically viable or financially viable, but if there are a group of enterprises, can be very much be used by them. They can use it pay per use basis, and under this scheme, there is a support from government of India as well as state government. So if your scheme is within the range of say 5 to 10 crore, within 10 CR, then government of India grant is around 70%. And state government is envisaged to support up to 20%. 10% only is the contribution from the MSCs. And in case the project cost is between 10 to 30 crore, then the government of India grant will be, instead of 70%, it will be 60%, 20% by state government, and 20% by MSCs. So 2025 or 30 MSC had to come together. They have to form a Section 8 company, submit a proposal to Government of India through state government, and then this scheme is approved. I think it is very much relevant for the foundry sector. Anything which you need to have on a common facility center type of thing, it will be asset created out of government grant with invest with government, but operated and managed by that SPV. So you are the owner. So in most of the cases, this scheme is operational since 2006, 20 year, and till now, whatever CFCs have been created are doing very well, well managed and operated by the industry itself. No government interference. You are the owner of that facility.
Can I ask some questions?
Yeah, please.
I don't know whether my question is directly connected to CDP scheme or design scheme of MSME, but what I understand that government intention of having a CDP scheme is to help enterprises who who are not able to invest into the big infrastructure or big big process to make things happen, and government is assisting on investing on that common process or common plants. And the purpose of doing that is to make production more competitive, more environmental friendly, and more sellable in the global market. Now, this is a very relevant scenario. India is in the second number of casting production worldwide, and China is number one. No question asked. Well, China and India, though, are on first and second, but India is not a near second; it is a distant second. So difference is too much between first and second level of operation. The difference between the first and second is the value addition of the castings and getting the business converted easily. Whatever opportunities India is getting because of global China plus one policy, Indian manufacturers or Indian foundries are not able to catch those opportunities, not because this is one reason that they may not have proper infrastructure, they may not have proper machinery or environmental controls. But one more reason, which I personally believe, because I'm engaged with a few overseas clients, Indian companies are not able to cost the product, quote the product. They are not able to quote good quotes. They are able to quote, but they are not able to good quote. The reason behind why I'm saying so with respect to CDP scheme here is they are not having enough infrastructure with them where they can evaluate the need of post machining operations. They are not able to find out how to quote it because they are not able to invest into expensive manpower. They don't have the manpower, the skilled person who is capable of reading the drawings and estimating the cost operations. They are not able to find out. See, they all are mostly they are the first time RFQs receivers, so they are not able to understand how this product will be transformed into a final machined component, though they are having the opportunity. Packaging, no idea. Logistic, no idea. So all this information, all this understanding, I strongly believe if there is a possibility and eligibility in CDP scheme where FIC or IF can be helpful, I'm 100% sure, sir. Foundries can be, star performer for earning foreign exchange. So, is my question now is this kind of vacant, this kind of need can be addressed by CDP scheme?
A relevant question, but the only thing is that under CDP scheme, there is a concept of having a tangible asset type thing, and it has to be part of the manufacturing process. The scheme says, the design says that any process which is a part of the production process can be covered under the CFC. Whereas you are addressing a concept of export facilitation. So just to give you, in the ministry, though we are in the process of developing, it may take a 2-3 months time. We are developing a concept of export facilitation centers. We are proposing them at our DFOs, which are available across the country at all the states. And there is also a concept of helping the associations, if they are interested, to come forward and establish a export facilitation center. That center will have all the responsibilities, even export documentation, packaging support, study of export markets. What are the type of, I mean, you have the product, but your product is not suitable for that market. So those also a part of the studies. So that is under process. But right now, CDP scheme per se, the design process doesn't support that type of thing. One more thing I just missed. We are in process of designing a scheme. I just told to Mr. Sanjeev ji that is a sustainable MSME. Initially, we were mentioning the green MSME. Now it is sustainable MSME, which is covering the energy efficiency as well as the renewable part. And foundry industry is very important because sometimes the cost of energy in the foundry industry is in the range of 35-40%. And if I'm able to save at least 10% of my energy, my profit goes up by 4%. So we are having two type of set that we will help you, the foundry industry, in doing the pre-investment audit, post-investment audit. And we are coming up with you may be aware that we had a very important scheme which industry always has to restart. That is a CLCSS, Credit Link Capital Subsidy Scheme. So not the entire scheme, but we are thinking to restart Green CLCSS scheme, under which we will support the energy efficiency processes by the industries. So that is one more initiative. These two initiatives may help to the foundry industry to an extent, whatever your issues were there. I think.
That's great, Mr. Rai. And in fact, my personal choice, I'll be more excited to learn more about export facilitation centers, and
Sure,
whenever it comes in. And we'll like to approach your department, sir, to allow us to represent IF industry and allow us to have this export facilitation center at our building.
Sure.
So over to you, Sanjeev ji.
Its conversation is so nice and so insightful. I just didn't want to come in between you, both of you, sir. It was going like so many of interesting and full of knowledge things were coming
New
out.
schemes came up.
Yeah, new scheme came up. In fact, sir, when we visited Mr. Rai, he talked about this energy efficiency program that the ministry is planning to, and in fact, IF will be a critical part, playing a critical role into it. As we discussed, we'll be definitely doing it. GIZ is the another partner for this. Am I right, Mr. Rai?
Yeah, JJ is also there in that.
Yeah. Great. So, so in fact, during our conversation today, it was so many of the things that came up, and you stressed upon many of the schemes that how government is supporting. So just to close the entire sum of the things, would you like to say something, Mr. Rai, to conclude what the kind of message would you like to send across to the entire foundry industry?
No, not exactly any concluding remark, but again, I will repeat that there are few schemes which are very much relevant to foundry industries, like Z certification, zero defect. CDP is also very important for that manufacturing process improvement. PMS, I am already aware that. So we can have, if you can organize a scheme specific workshop, we'll be very happy to provide the inputs as well as to respond to queries of the MSCs in that line.
That's really wonderful. Mr. Mittal, if you want to come in and you want to say.
I am excited, and I'm really seeing too many green areas with these schemes, and certainly our foundry industry should be benefiting out of these schemes. And sir, we also assure you that on behalf of IF, FIC will be taking care of taking your voices to our industry members, and we'll certainly host many such programs where we'll like to have assistance of your officers over there, sir.
Sure, sir. Always welcome, sir.
Great. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for giving us your time and the valuable inputs. Thank you very much, Mr. Rai, Mr. Mittal. Both of you really, because of you both, we had a really wonderful conversation, and I'm sure it is going to go a long way when it comes to the benefit of foundry industry and the kind of work we work together with the MSME and the Institute of Indian Foundrymen. Thank you once again. So, Mr. Sir, you want to thank Mr. Rai?
Okay, sir.
I would like to personally thank Mr. Rai, and sir, I also
Thank you, sir.
invite you in person to visit our Foundry Informatics Center, and we like to have a national-wide program with you over there, and we like to honor you also there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar,
Thank you.
Jai Hind. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.